Good morning, students. In the previous lecture, we study about the topic Gauss theorem or Gauss law. We study statement of Gauss theorem and also derive the expression for the Gauss theorem. So today now we are going to study application of Gauss theorem. So let us start. Application of Gauss theorem. So there are three applications: electric field intensity due to a line charge, electric field intensity due to a charged plane sheet, electric field intensity due to a charged spherical shell. So first of all, we study the expression of electric field due to a line charge. So let us start. Electric field due to infinitely long uniformly charged straight wire. This topic is very important, most important for the examination point of view. That is very important topic. Many times this topic asked in board examinations. So here now we study how to derive the expression of electric field due to infinitely long uniformly charged straight wire. So here first of all we make the diagram. Let us assume that this is a straight wire and positive charge uniformly distributed on it. So here for the calculation of electric field due to this straight wire, we draw a closed surface. That closed surface is symmetric to the straight wire. So straight wire is a shape of cylinder. So here we make a imaginary closed surface like a cylinder. So let us assume that we have to calculate electric field due to this straight wire at a distance r. So due to symmetricity, we make a closed cylindrical surface around the straight wire. Here we assume that the length of this straight wire is L. So here we observe that there are two type of surface. One is a curved surface and one is the circular. But here number of circular surface is two. One is upper and one is lower, top and bottom. So here we calculate the electric flux from these surfaces. So let us start. We assume a surface element on these two segments. The area of this segment is dA, and also assume here a segment, that is surface element, on the top of the circular part, and here also we assume a surface element at the bottom of the cylinder. So here we observe that at that point the electric field, what will be the direction of electric field? Because the straight wire having a positive charge, therefore at that point the direction of electric field is radially outward. So here we write the direction of electric field, and also area vector. I have already told how to explain the direction of area vector. So here the direction of area vector is radially outward. So here we represent the area vector D vector A. Clear? So this is the formation of the area vector and electric field on the surface element lie on the curved surface of the cylinder. So here the electric direction of electric field is radially outward and the direction of surface element is outward. So here we draw the area vector at 90 degree from the direction of electric field. So here we write D vector A. Again on the bottom of the cylinder we make the direction of electric field as well as direction of area vector. So from the diagram it is clear there are three surface element, one surface element on the curved surface of the cylinder and two surface element on the surface of the circular part. So here we write the angle between electric field and area vector in each cases. Here since the direction of electric field and area vector both are same, so here we write the angle between electric field and area vector is equal to 0, and here the angle between electric field and area vector is 90 degree. So here we write 90 degree, again here also 90 degree. So here one by one we calculate the electric flux from these three parts and add the net flux, total flux, we get the flux linked with the closed surface, that is also known as Gaussian surface. This is known as Gaussian surface. And Gaussian surface here the closed in the safe. So let us assume that the flux from the curved surface is phi 1 and from the circular part is phi 2 and from the circular part at the bottom is phi 3. So here first of all we calculate the net flux from the Gaussian surface or closed surface. So net flux from closed surface, that is phi E is equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3. We already studied what is the expression of the electric flux, that is closed integral of E and D vector A. So with the help of this formula we calculate the electric flux on the three segments, one is the curved and two is the circular. So here we put the value of phi 1, phi 2 and phi 3 from the diagram. So here we write phi 1 is equal to vector E dot D vector A. This is 1 plus closed integral 2 vector E dot D vector A plus closed integral 3 vector E dot D vector A. So one having an angle 0 between electric field and area vector, but in 2 and 3 the angle becomes 90 degree. So here we write this value of this and this is equal to 0. So in the next step we write phi 1 E dA cos theta, but theta is 0 in the first part of the segment, and this term becomes 0 and this term also becomes 0 because angle between electric field and area vector is 90 degree. After opening this term E dA cos 90, so cos 90 is equal to 0, therefore this term becomes 0. So here we write phi E is equal to E closed integral of area of the surface element. So dA is the area of curved surface, and what is the formula of area of curved surface of the cylinder? That is 2 pi r h. But here in the place of h we consider the height of cylinder is L. So here we write area of curved surface is equal to 2 pi r L. So in the next step we write phi E is equal to E into 2 pi r, clear, and the h is equal to L. So here not write h, write L because h is in the form of L. So this is equation first. Again you according to Gauss theorem, the net flux is equal to Q by epsilon naught. This is equation second. So here two methods, two steps. One is the steps from which we calculate the net flux from the closed surface, and second one is the electric flux from closed surface given by the Gauss. So compare these two equations, we get the electric field due to a straight wire that is uniformly charged. So using equation first and second, using equation first and second we get E is equal to E into 2 pi r L is equal to Q by epsilon naught. So here we write E is equal to 1 upon 2 pi epsilon naught Q by r L. This is the expression of electric field. Again this expression is right in the form of linear charge density. We know that lambda is equal to Q by L. So here we write Q is equal to lambda L. So we place Q is equal to lambda L in the above expression R. Q by L is equal to lambda. So we get E is equal to 1 upon 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by R. So this is the electric field in terms of linear charge density. We write this expression in vector form. So here we write vector E is equal to 1 upon 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by R multiplied by unit vector, that is r cap. If we suppose the unit vector along the direction of electric field is r cap. So this is the final expression of electric field due to infinitely long uniformly charged straight wire. This topic is very important for the examination point of view. Many times this topic asked in your board examination. So prepare the topic and ready for the board examination. So this is the topic of today's lecture. Now we will discuss another application in the next part. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.